Hey guys, update on the Onan 20 horse in the old Craftsman. Not good things. So I had just been, that surging had just gotten worse and worse and worse. As you know, well, maybe you don't. Some of you know I have another Onan just like this, same type of Craftsman. Except it's in a lot rougher shape. So I robbed the carburetor off of it. Come to find out, it's a Nike carburetor, but that's not the problem. But I changed out the whole carburetor and everything. This is just a side cover. And it still did it. I could not get rid of the surging to save my life. I even drilled out the jet on the other carburetor. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And when I put this carburetor on and it was still doing the same thing, I knew something else was going on. So I kind of paid attention to other things like exhaust. Now it got hot here, but it wasn't hot up here, and this one was blazing hot. So what's that tell you? Well, you're not running on both cylinders. So I took off the head, and clearly that piston hasn't moved in some time. Now I don't know what the water is. It could be from me pressure washing it. Not sure, but it's probably a lot of gas in there too by the smell of it. So so we're blown on one side. So I do have another one that's a viable Onan. I know that one did run good because I used it for quite a while, but it sat in that barn so long. Well, you know what? Hang on a second. All right, so here it is. Oh, it looks like you can see better than I can. It's actually kind of dark in here for me, even though both doors are open. So, like I said, I had robbed the carburetor off of this one. And I took the coil and all that stuff, just because I didn't want the mice getting to it. It's got a flat tire here. The other tires I think are okay. You can see the mice have just ravaged that seat to no end. It wasn't much good anyway, but they really went to town on it. And it is just covered in mouse feces. It's probably been, I don't know, it's been a long time, 7 years, not sure. It's been sitting in here a long time. It was sitting over that way. I moved it over here so I could work on it. But I do know this engine's good. I used it, I ran it for a while. So being as this one's rougher and the other one does have electric lift, this one's, manual. So I think I'm just going to part this one, take the engine out of it, put it in the other one since it has electronic. Well, here. Okay. 5/28/17. Yeah, 6 years. A little more than 6 years. So that's close. I know this one doesn't charge though. So I don't know if I got to change that out, or hopefully it's not the main alternator. Alright, so we're back on this one. So guys, I just want to, I am not, a trained professional. All this stuff I've learned just by trials and tribulations, When it's surging, I naturally go towards the carburetor, just like I think anybody else would too. So, and I never claim to know everything, because I don't. I'm learning all the time. Been doing this close to 20 years now, and I'm no kidding. I'm learning every day. And if a guy says that he knows it all and can't be taught anything, he's got a serious issue. Yeah, so, like I said, I'm not, wish I could have figured it out in the first video, but I've been playing around with this thing ever since that video, and I mean, it rocked and rolled, it was quite shaky, but it's an Onan, that's kind of what they do, so I didn't really pay attention to that. I mean, I even mowed my driveway with it, which is very long, as some of you know, and it actually did pretty good on it until the very end. It just, all of a sudden, it just started bucking and surging like crazy. So I did have it dialed into that one cylinder for a little while, but then it just, I don't know, all heck broke loose, and I just couldn't get it. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Anyway, I am rambling, so I just want to let you guys in on why I couldn't get it dialed in. This is why. All right, thank you. Bye. All right, guys, so I'm tearing down the bad Onan, and like, put some light on it. And it's the bottom of the blower housing, and I mean, it's just caked. It's falling all over the place, making a mess. It's literally just covered the whole thing. So I think what happened here, now we either got a leak at the sump gasket, or it looks to be like this is some sort of timing cover. I mean, look at this, timing marks and everything. So I feel like I'm talking about a 350 Chevy here or something, but or it could have been both them gaskets were bad. Now I kind of remember the story a little bit on this. The fella I got this from he was on a bee farm, and I remember him saying that the machine was his grandfather's and he loved it to death, and I imagine Grandpa died at some point. This fella on the bee farm was using this machine and didn't realize it had such a bad oil leak, and blew up to one side. That's my guess. I don't know, but I mean, clearly it had one heck of an oil leak. So as I get farther in it, I'll come back and show you more. As I tip it on its side and whatever, I can hear stuff rattling around, so, which is the connecting rod. It's in pieces. So okay guys, I got it all apart. Many hours later, I am ready to go in the house, I'm telling you. So where do I start here? Here's the piston I took out of the one that was obviously blown, right? It's well, not reusable. How about that? So I was thinking I could at least get one piston that was good. Well, no. No. This thing is toasted. Wasn't long for this world, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of stuff that goes into these engines. It's utterly ridiculous. The cam, the only way to get the cam out is take the bearing with. The bearing actually was up for this side, but you couldn't get it out without taking that with, so it's utterly destroyed, or the cam bearing is anyway. The cam's okay, but pieces and more pieces, and lots of pieces. Here's the oil pickup. I don't know if you can see all the shards in there, little pieces. There's just tons and tons of shrapnel everywhere. Let's come back up here. Here's the these are adjustable solid lifters. Here's where you adjust it. Didn't know that. Little green bug on there. Took the valves out. They're rough. Sorry, bugs are flying in my face. So anyway, there's not much usable. There's the timing cover down there. All the seals were good, and I'm pretty sure, unless there was something I missed down here, the sump cover looked good. The crank seal was good. I'm not sure where all this oil was coming from, to be honest with you. But I tell you what, I sure made a mess. There's oil and crap everywhere, so I got a lot of cleaning to do. Not today, because I'm ready to go in the house. Beat. So, and then, I don't know if this was, this is the PCV deal. I don't know if that's factory. Steel wool in there, or if somebody put that in there. I don't know. Interesting though, very interesting. So there you go, guys. This one is junk. Pretty much all of it. So, okay, thanks. Okay, well, works a lot better when both cylinders are working, huh? I just mowed with it a little bit. Well, as you've seen, tried it out, and yeah, works pretty good now. The only thing is, guys, I told you the deck. I had a few decks laying around. Well, what this one needed was, let's see if I can get you down there. Is that middle pulley right there, which is the main drive also for the deck. That's the one that was really out. The other side was, before was, it was so-so. I changed that one out with a different one. These spindles are really weird. They can't, the top pulleys are welded on. There's no bolts holding them. I tried cutting them, grinding them off, grinding the weld out, and it's just they're not replaceable. They're Wish I had one handy, but I don't. They're not like a sealed bearing. They're made into the unit. It's really stupid. Anyway, all the decks I have are missing that center drive, or I have some, and they're just as bad or worse than the one that was on it. The one that was on it was completely frozen. I don't even know how it worked in the first video. So this is the last one, the last good one, and I don't know how long that's gonna last. So I don't know what I'm gonna do without the mow deck. Maybe I'll either just sell it or sell the motor. I'd probably get more for just the motor, but I don't know. So we'll see how long it lasts with that setup, unless I can find another deck with good stuff on it, which probably isn't going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, these things are pretty old. They're pretty near 40 years old, getting close anyway. So anyway, guys, there you go. I got her good and running. It's no wonder I couldn't dial it in before. Only running on one cylinder. But all right, thanks for joining me. Bye.